Public Service Commissions. Attorney General CAG. Election Commission. 1. The first general elections in India were held in A. 1949, B. 1950, C. 1951, D. 1947. Ans. C. 2. The Congress lost its monopoly of power in the states for the first time after the elections of A. 1967, B. 1971, C. 1977, D. 1955. Ans. A. 3. The State Election Commission can be removed from office. A. Only by the governor. B. In the same manner and on the same grounds as a judge of the Supreme Court. C. Only by the President on the advice of the Chief Justice of the concerned state. D. In the same manner as the Vice President of India. Ans. B. 4. Electioneering has to stop in a constituency. A. 1 day before the election. B. 48 hours before election starts. C. 36 hours before a poll commences. D. 48 hours before the closing hour of polling. Ans. D. 5. Who is responsible for the registration of voters? A. Government. B. Voters. C. Political parties. D. Election Commission. Ans. D. Who can cast their votes by postal ballot? 1. Members of the armed forces. 2. Officials on election duty. 3. Foreign service personnel when posted abroad. A. I and Eli. B. I and LLL. C. Eli only. D. I 2 and I 1 L. Ans. D. 7. A political party is recognized by the Election Commission only if 1. It has been engaged in political activity for a continuous period of 5 years. 2. Has returned at least one member of the Lok Sabha for every 2 members of that house or any fraction of that number elected from that state. 3. Has polled not less than 6% of the total number of valid votes polled by all contesting candidates at the general elections. 4. Has contested election in 4 or more states in 3 consecutive general elections. A. I and 2. B. I, L and 4. C. I, 2 and L. D. I, L and 4. Ans. C. 8. What is the correct sequence of steps in electoral procedure? 1. Illing of nominations. 2. Presidential notification. 3. Scrutiny of nomination papers. 4. Withdrawal of candidature. 5. Allotment of symbols. @AIMY, IB, I, 4V, ID, I, 1 liter, 4V, Ans, D, No. Recognition to a political party is accorded by CDS 1992. A. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha in the case of national parties and the Speaker of Legislative Assemblies in the case of regional parties. B. The Election Commission. C. The Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. D. A Committee of Whips. Ans. B. Thus. Which one of the following statements is not correct? CDS 2004. A. The election commissioners can not be removed from their office except on recommendations by the Chief Election Commissioner. B. In case of difference of opinion amongst the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners, the matter is decided by the Law Commission. The Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners enjoy equal C. Powers. D. The term of office of an election commissioner is 6 years from the date he assumes office or till the day he attains the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. Ans B. 11. With reference to India, consider the following electoral systems, CDS 2004. 1. System of direct election on the basis of adult suffrage. 2. System of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. 3. A list system of proportional representation. 4. Cumulative system of indirect representation. Which of these have been adopted for various elections in India? A. Ek and do. B. Do and teen. C. Ek, teen and char. D. Ek, do, teen and char. Ans A. 12. State funding of elections takes place. IS 1997. A. USA and Canada. B. Britain and Switzerland. C. France and Italy. D. Germany and Austria. Ans D. 13. Consider the following tasks, IS 2004. 1. Superintendence, direction, and conduct of free and fair elections. 2. Preparation of electoral rolls for all elections to the Parliament, state legislatures and the office of the President and the Vice President. 3. Giving recognition to political parties, allotting election symbols to political parties and individuals contesting the election. 4. Proclamation of final verdict in the case of election disputes. Which of the above are the functions of the Election Commission of India? A. Ek, do and teen. B. Do, teen and char. C. And teen. D. Ek, do and char. Ans A. 14. The conditions of service and tenure of the Election Commissioner is prescribed by A. The Constitution. B. Parliament. C. The President. D. Government. Ans B. 15. Who has the power to decide an election petition? I. District Court. 2. Supreme Court. 3. High Courts. 4. Tribunals. A. I. Ek, L and L. B. 4 only. C. 2 and 4. D. 2 and IIL. Ans D. 16. A person is eligible to vote in the general elections if he or she 1. Is a citizen of India. 2. Is not less than 21 years of age. 3. Does not hold any office of profit under the government. 4. Is not disqualified on grounds of unsound mind. I. 2 and 3. A. D. I and 4. C. I and II. D. I. 2 and 4. Ans B. 17. The area of Lok Sabha constituency for the purpose of general election is determined by the A. Delimitation Commission. B. Election Commission. C. Census Commission. D. President. Ans B. 18. Which of the following is not correct? A. The Election Commission consists of the Chief Election Commissioner and such number of other election commissioners as President may fix. B. The Election Commission conducts the elections to the Parliament, the state legislatures, the offices of the President and Vice President and all local bodies. C. The Chief Election Commissioner is the Chairman of the Election Commission. D. The conditions of service of the Chief Election Commissioner shall not be varied to his disadvantage. Ans B. 19. The declaration which outlines the future program and policy of a political party issued on the eve of a general election is called A. White paper. B. Manifesto. C. Yellow paper. D. Mandate. Ans B. Bees. The jurisdiction of the Finance Commission does not extend to a. Recommendation of the distribution between the Union and the states of the net proceeds of taxes. B. Recommendation of the allocation to the states of the respective shares of such tax proceeds. C. Recommendation of the allocation of funds among the various heads of expenditure in the Union and state budgets. D. Recommendation of the principles which govern the grants in aid of the revenue of the states out of the Consolidated Fund of India. Ans. C. 21. The first law officer of the Government of India is A. Chief Justice of India. B. Law Minister. C. Attorney General. D. Auditor General. Ans. C. 22. Who is the highest law officer of a state? A. Attorney General. B. Advocate General. C. Solicitor General. D. Secretary General Law Department. Ans. B. 23. Which of the following is not true regarding the Attorney General of India? A. He represents government in any reference made by the President under Article 143. B. His consent is necessary for initiating proceedings for contempt in certain cases. C. His consent is necessary for finalization of appointment of judges to state high courts. D. He appears in courts of law on behalf of the Houses of Parliament or the Speaker. Ans. C. 24. In the discharge of his functions, the Attorney General is assisted by A. A Solicitor General. B. 2 Solicitors General and 4 additional Solicitors General. C. A Solicitor General and 2 additional Solicitors General. D. None of the above. Ans. B. 25. The Attorney General of India has the right to audience in A. Any High Court. B. Supreme Court. C. Any Sessions Court. D. Any court of law within the territory of India. Ans. D. 2. Which of the following are true regarding the Attorney General of India? 1. He is the first law officer of the Government of India. 2. He has the right of audience in all courts in India. 3. He has the right to speak and vote in the Houses of Parliament or any parliamentary committee. 4. He must have the same qualifications as are required to be a judge of the High Court. A. I and L. B. I 2 and 3. C. I 1 L and 4. D. I 1 L and 4. Ans. A. 27. The Attorney General of India holds office during the pleasure of the A. President. B. Prime Minister. C. Parliament. D. Chief Justice. Ans. A. 28. Which of the following are correct with regard char and to the office of Attorney General of India? 1. He is a member of the Cabinet. 2. He can speak in either House of Parliament and vote on any issue. 3. He must be qualified to become a judge of the Supreme Court. 4. His remuneration is fixed by Parliament. A. L and 4. B. I 2 and 4. C. L only. D. L and 4. Ans. C. 29. The functions of the Controller and Auditor General of India include auditing and reporting on the receipts and expenditure of A. Union Government only. B. State Government only. C. Union and State Governments. D. Union and State Governments and companies substantially financed by both. Ans. C. 30. Term of Controller and Auditor General of India is CRPF 1990. A. 6 years. B. 65 years of age. C. 6 years or 65 years of age, whichever is earlier. D. None of the above. Ans. C. 31. State which of the following statements is incorrect. A. Controller and Auditor General controls all disbursements and audits the accounts of both the union and the state governments. B. He annually submits a report to the President relating to the accounts of union. C. The annual report of the Controller and Auditor General is considered by Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. D. No money by the union and state governments can be spent without prior approval of the Controller and Auditor General. Ans. D. 32. Which of the following are true regarding the Controller and Auditor General of India? 1. The office of the CAG has been created by the Constitution. 2. He holds office for a term of 5 years or till the age of 60 years, whichever is earlier. 3. He can be removed from office only by impeachment. 4. He has to audit and report on all expenditure from the Consolidated Fund of India and of each state and union territory having a legislative assembly and see whether expenditure has been in accordance with the law. A. I 1 ill and 4. B. I ill and 4. C. 2 and ill. D. Ill and 4. Ans. B. 33. The Controller and Auditor General can be removed from office. A. In the same way as the President can be removed. B. In the same manner as that prescribed for the removal of a Supreme Court judge. C. By the President on a report by the Supreme Court. D. In none of the above ways. Ans. B. 34. In case of which of the following, the method of removal from office is the same. 1. Judge of the Supreme Court. 2. Chief Election Commissioner. 3. President of India. A. I and ill. B. I ek and ill. C. I and ill. D. I ill and ill. Ans. D. 35. Match the following. A. Ex officio Chairman of Rajya Sabha. 1. Speaker. 2. Solicitor General. B. Presiding Officer of the House of the People. C. First Law Officer of the State. 3. Vice President. D. Representative of Government of India in important legal cases. 4. Advocate General. D. B. A. Q. 2 3 2 2. 3 2. 4 4. J. C. 4 3. 3 1. 1 D. 4 Ans. A. 36. Which of the following political parties came into being before independence? 1. Communist Party of India, Marxist. 2. Communist Party of India. 3. Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. 4. Bharatiya Janata Party. A. Land I. B. 11 only. C. 1 ill and H. 1. D. 2 and 4. Ans. B. 37. Zonal Council are provided. A. By the Constitution. B. By Parliamentary Act. C. Under the 42nd Amendment Act. D. By Presidential Ordinance. Ans. B. 38. The ex officio chairman of a zonal council is A. One of the union ministers. B. The governor of the state where the zonal council meets. C. The chief minister of the state where the council meets. D. Elected by the member state chief minister. Ans. C. 39. The main purpose of zonal councils is to A. Settle disputes between states in a zone. B. Advise on matters of common interest to states in a zone. Ensure that laws passed by various states do not conflict with each other. C.D. Devise best ways of utilizing available resources of states. Ans B. 40. An interstate council was set up in 1990 under Article 263 of the Constitution by the A. President, B. Parliament, Government, Planning Commission. Ans A. 41. The duties envisaged by the Constitution for the Interstate Council are to 1. Inquire into and advise on disputes between states. D. Investigate matters of common interest for TW0 or more states. 3. Make recommendation for coordination of policy and action relating to any subject. Enforce provisions relating to the freedom of trade and commerce. 4. A. I. 2 and 4. B. 1, 11 and 11I. C. I and 4. D. I and 4. Ans B. 42. The members of the Interstate Council are 1. 6 cabinet ministers nominated to it. Chief ministers of all states. 3 secretaries of union ministries. 4 governors of all states. A. I and 2. 1 L 1 and 3. C. 2 only. D. I 1 and 4. Ans A. 43. The Prime Minister, Union Cabinet Ministers, Chief Ministers and Council of Ministers are all members of A. Planning Commission, B. National Development Council, C. Zonal Council, D. Regional Council. Ans B. 44. National Development Council is A. Political body, B. Non-political body, statutory body, C. D. None of the above. Ans B. 45. According to the National Human Rights Commission Act 1993, who amongst the following can be its chairman? IS 2004. A. Any serving judge of the Supreme Court. B. Any serving judge of the High Court. C. Only a retired Chief Justice of India. D. Only a retired Chief Justice of a High Court. Ans C. 46. Which of the following is not true about the Lokpal Bill? A. The Lokpal is institutionalized set up to put curbs on erring ministers. B. Once appointed, the Lokpal can hold office for a maximum period of 5 years. C. Complaints to the Lokpal can be made by any citizen other than a public servant. D. The Lokpal is appointed by the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Ans D. 47. Who among the following cannot be removed from office except in the manner prescribed in the Constitution of India? NDA 2005. A. The Deputy Chairman, Planning Commission. B. The Governor of a state. C. The Chief Election Commissioner. D. The Chairman, Finance Commission. Ans C. 48. Consider the following statements. 1. The Attorney General of India can be a member of any parliamentary committee. 2. The Attorney General of India can take part in the proceedings of either House of Parliament. 3. To be appointed as the Attorney General of India, a person must be qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court of India. Which of the statements given above are correct? NDA 2005. A. 1 and 2 3. B. 2 and 1 and C. D. 1, 2 and 3. Ans D. 49. Consider the following statements with respect to Attorney General of India. 1. He is appointed by the President. 2. He must have the same qualifications as are required by a judge of High Court. 3. In the performance of his duties he shall have the right of audience in all courts of India. Which of the statements given above are correct? CDS 2009. Only. A. 3 B. 1 and C. 2 and D. 1, 2 and 3. Ans D. 50. Consider the following statements. 1. The chairman and the members of the UPSC are appointed by the President. 2. The chairman and the members of the UPSC are eligible for further employment under the government. Which of the statements given above are correct? CDS 2008. A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither nor 2. Ans A.